What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 with our Japanese Iron Man playthrough. We are now on the 16th of January, 1946. The U.S. is crumbling every single day. Obviously, Canada is falling as well. Once we take Chicago and Detroit, we're going to gain about 50 victory points, and I think we would do very, very well. We have some free military factories again, but most of them are destroyed. Our number one priority is to switch over to our modern tank production, which we still are researching. And it'll be done in 3 days. So once we have all of that, we should be good to go. We're going to finally use all 500 army experience to get the best weapons, and obviously to get the, you know what, maybe the most amount of reliability and armor might be our best option. I don't know if weapons are really all that important. The more armor we have, the better off we will be. Okay, we now have the best amount of modern tanks. Do I want... These are better at tank destroyers. I don't know if I need those. These are better at taking down a heck of a lot more soft attack. 120 versus, obviously, 33. How many attacks the unit can make versus enemies with low hardiness? Now, I think what I'll do is I will probably create modern tanks, and I will probably create modern SPGs. These are good against air units, which I don't need. So we're going to get modern artillery, and we are going to be getting regular tanks. I don't think I really need tank destroyers. So let's go ahead and unlock this. It'll take 31 days. Looking at our production, all of our tanks that we're producing, which are actually quite a lot, are all going to be switched over to modern tanks. But like I said, armor and reliability is our number one concern. So now we have 32 more armor. The speed went down, but we have more reliability. Let's get more guns and weapons. 450 experience is the maximum amount we can have. And now we have the Mach 1 modern tank. And I want as many of these produced as we can get our hands on. Now, like I said, they're actually cheaper than producing the other units we were getting. So Mach 1, Mach 1, Mach 1, Mach 1, Mach 1, and Mach 1. And once we get some of our cavalry units over... now we're out of chromium, which I actually wasn't suspecting. Can we trade anybody from chromium? No. We could get some from Cuba, but I think we're going to get destroyed by the time they ship it to us. And we can get some from Sweden. Let's take all of it, because I have factories that I don't need. And we can also get more chromium from Cuba as well. Finland and Haiti also sell chromium, but it obviously is not a lot, and we would be spending more of our factories than obviously we have to spare. We obviously want as much currency as we can get and as much resources as we can get our hands on. But, yeah, the entire goal is to obviously build up our military police, put them inside the U.S., put them inside Canada, use all of their factories and resources to just pump out as many tanks as we can get our hands on. We now have unlocked atomic research. That was 410 days. I wouldn't necessarily say wasted, but I don't know. These are very expensive research ideas. 400 days for nuclear reactors. Okay, looking at our construction, we are building up our infrastructure and our civilian factories. Obviously, building up our industry and our production as much as possible. I do want to go ahead. There should be 21 units here. It is taking a very long time to basically cut off this entire bulge. But we are pushing through. Missouri is almost ours. Or, excuse me, and Louisiana. Securing this airbase would be very, very nice and beneficial. We could then try to launch divisions from inside. Do we have this airbase yet? Kind of not really. Let's move you over for now. I get that it's going to have maximum capacity. Yikes, we have more planes than we can get our hands on. Can we continue to build up our airbase? Are we continuing to build up our airbase? Have we stopped? Yes, we did stop. Those need to be moved up. And I think they're going to be completed very quickly. I would say within a week. It is going to be done on the 12th of February, so only about 12 days. Now, the idea, though, is, like I said, put in as many fighters as we can get our hands on, and obviously continuing to push as much as possible. But it looks like we have too much capacity. Air base is overcrowded, minus 100%. So they are very useless right now. But as long as we can continue building up this base, in 7 days we should be good to go. We also have some planes that we can put inside Louisiana. Let's throw in some fighters. Not many, but I guess 200. And are these going to be changed to jet fighters? I don't know. But let's put them inside the Midwest. Now we can patrol this entire area, even though we had most of it all together. Still waiting for the 12th of February, looking at our default map mode. Everybody seems to be continuing to push as much as possible. And being halted at the same time. All 16 of you have stopped pushing, which I absolutely hate. Can everybody push through? There's 8 units, 1 unit of light tanks, 2 units of Canadian infantry, and 5 units of US infantry. If I could somehow remove this bulge, which isn't working, why do they keep stopping? All they need to do is take this area. Why do they keep stopping? That is, we are winning these fights. Alright, we're gonna try a different area. See, I guess I don't want to cross rivers if I don't need to. It says we're winning, but then it stops. I don't know, it wants to move in different areas and it's not working. Well, other than that, are we building up our airbase? We are. We can now have up to 400 capacity, which means our range. We've gone over from negative 100 to negative 50. And we're building our airbase up once again inside Missouri. Maybe even building it once more. Probably wouldn't be all that bad. Okay, taking a quick glance, the U.S. is now at 78% towards capitulation, which makes me wonder if we could take Chicago and Detroit. We might not even need to take Washington, D.C. All of these small cities are worth a lot of victory points, and I don't believe that the U.S. has a lot of national unity, at least at this time. It would make my life so much easier if we could take these 2 areas, but we're not. Okay, do we still need chromium? I think we do. We need 90 chromium. We are going to gain quite a lot when we stop producing those carriers. Where are they? So we're going to gain almost 60 chromium when these carriers are completed. So now we're only down 30, but obviously once all of these factories repair, we are going to need as many as we can get our hands on. Looking at trade, we could get some from Turkey, but they're in a war with us, so no, we can't. I don't know the best way to do this. Maybe actually, looking at the modern artillery, it's the same amount of resources. A 134 versus a 134. So rather than actually producing new modern tanks, let's create the modern tanks with the existing production lines, but we're going to make the artillery modern tanks, SP artillery and SP artillery. So these are SP artillery, and all we need is chromium. I wonder, I have a lot of steel, I don't have a lot of chromium. Could I make heavy tanks? Probably, but do I want to? I probably could switch these over to jet fighters. I now have a massive amount of infantry equipment. Let's switch you over to jet fighters. Let's disband you and build one more jet tactical bomber. And I want the Mach 1 because they have a lot more range. And we've saved a lot of steel. Well, we did save steel, and now it went away. We saved about 60 steel. Where did it all go? It probably went on all of these tanks, which is obviously what it did. But these are taking resources that we aren't really getting. Well, that's sad. As long as we can repair anything and everything, I'm wondering if we even need this much infrastructure anymore. Let's move all of these down to level 1, and we aren't going to worry about infrastructure. Now that we've actually landed, I don't think infrastructure is really going to be that big of a deal. Though, air bases are going to be a big deal. We now don't have any overcrowding inside Missouri, which is nice to see. But it looks like we are fighting against 1,300 active enemy support planes. So can we add some additional fighters. Probably. I don't know if that will help us that much. We added 300 more. Do we even have that many? We have fighters that aren't really being put to good use, which actually might be our best option. Once again, we don't have a big enough airbase, but we will in just a moment. So obviously improving our airbase was a very good option. Though right now we have negative 66% penalties. Mobile, Alabama is only worth 1 victory point. I would like to go ahead and take that. And I do want to just plow my way through to Chicago. But it looks like everybody is having a very hard time. Did our Marines ever reach their final destination? Yes, they did. Let's give you a new offensive line. You already have your front line. Let's push our way all the way to Florida and secure most of the coastline, if possible. And I think I'm actually going to go to the mountain ranges like this. Activate when you are ready to go. Surprisingly enough, because we have light tanks, it looks like they're doing very, very well. And you know what I could do? Do we actually have modern tanks yet? We only have 233. I don't know if I'm going to waste my time. Obviously, we're not producing any more light tanks, so this number is only going to drop and drop and drop. We have research slots available. Let's unlock better infantry equipment. I thought I already did that, but I guess we didn't. And now we will finally get better... You know what? I don't even know if we're going to get mechanized. It's not really useful. All infantry, motorized and mechanized, get better heart attack and piercing. I don't think we're going to be using any of that. We obviously want better maintenance companies. We obviously want better engineering companies. But can we get through Blitzkrieg? We're working on it. I suppose we could give all of our carriers more organization, but I think our number one priority is probably going to be engineering companies. We now have better attack and defense inside cities, and we have better entrenchment. So we finally have steel again, but we are lacking chromium. So if we could build anything without chromium, we would do very, very well. Which I'm guessing could be mechanized, because we could use a lot of those. Let's build up some mechanized. Let's build up some mechanized. These are probably going to take around 45, 90, 120. And I could build more. Now we're up to about 150, and I guess 30 more. 180. All of our steel has been accounted for and used. Though, we're going to get even more steel and chromium when these carriers are finished on the 12th of March, 2 days. Everybody is pushing. Everybody is doing a very good job. This chromium, like I said, is probably going to go from 120 to 60 in just a few moments. It says we're still lacking 116. That is not what I wanted to hear. Did our carriers finish? They should have finished. Yes, they did. Well, we finally used all of our chromium on our modern tanks. We're making about 1 a day, but I want more. I need more. We have a lot of, once again, we have a lot of steel, a lot of oil, a lot of rubber. And you know what? We probably could remove some infantry. No. We probably need more support equipment, too. I was trying to figure out a way to switch these around. I don't think I'm going to be building any more modern tanks. I think all we need is mechanized and infantry equipment, which obviously we have quite a bit. We could actually move these motorized around. Let's destroy you, and destroy you, and destroy you. Okay, still have a lot of resources. Maybe destroying a few more. I'm going to leave the motorized rocket artillery. So now we aren't producing any type of motorized at all, but we have 26,000. I highly doubt that we're going to need... oh, you know what? We are going to need some motorized for equipment. You know, all of our signal companies, all of our logistics companies, they actually, all of our support equipment does need actual motorized divisions. I don't think mechanized would work. So we have 26,000. We obviously are going to be producing some, but not a lot. But I guess our number one priority is building up all of our production once again. Do we actually have additional Military police. Yes, we do, but they're not ready yet. All 13 of you are now going to be added here. Looking at garrison areas. Going to go to any place that doesn't appear to look like it's being garrisoned. So I have 10 units, or better yet, I have 13. Let's go ahead and move this up as much as possible, and I absolutely need Wisconsin, which I actually don't have control of. We have 13 units going to guard 11 areas. But at least if we could control Texas, we're going to gain all of these, all of this oil, all of this aluminum. Armored Spearhead has been unlocked, and obviously all of those military factories would be very useful. Let us now get more organization and recovery rate for our tanks. Now that we've taken Mobile, Alabama, we're going to move into Jacksonville, which actually does not have a city. It is one of the most productive cities in Florida. As for, like, GDP, as far as I know. And yet we have Tampa, which is obviously important. Miami is not here. This is in the Everglades. Miami is on this side. I'm from Florida, I would know. There is literally just national park, wetlands, and absolutely nothing here. It's literally just swamp. But it is what it is. Okay, Chicago as well. I'm wondering, can I move in like this? I probably could. Here comes units, but I'm probably faster than they are. But then again, we have artillery that we have to drag along. They do not. We're getting closer and closer to Chicago. We are now very close. We have 90% towards capitulation. I'm willing to bet if we could get our hands on Chicago, we could easily just win this game, or at least force the U.S. to capitulate. It says we're going to cross the river very soon. We're going to be fighting some light tanks. I don't know. All we need to do is take Chicago. Can we outrun the light tanks? I doubt it. No. Can we defeat them? Is this the game? Chicago's worth 30 victory points. Is the U.S. going to capitulate? They have 100%. They should be gone. There they go. The U.S. has capitulated. We've gained quite a bit of infantry equipment, a lot of artillery, and a lot of weaponry. I need to now focus on all of Canada. So all 71 of you, delete all of your orders, and basically focus on Canada. Create an offensive line. We are going to force them to capitulate as well. And now we have a heck of a lot of motorized, a heck of a lot of artillery that we will never use. And it would be really cool if I did an invasion of Cuba. Guaranteed by the US, that doesn't matter. Yeah, we are doing very, very well. All of our new carriers, all 12 of you, will now go to Hiroshima. And the idea is to further our dominance. Okay, we have 8 carriers, 26 light cruisers. I probably could split these guys in half and do 4 and 13. Let's get the most skilled leaders we have, which I guess are not very good. I'm selecting you. Search and destroy. You are going to be stationed out of Washington, D.C., which is only a level 1 naval base. That is very odd. You are going to be protecting all of the Caribbean Sea, the Saragossa Sea, and Newfoundland. Actually, let's switch this out. Let's go here. Let's hold. And then you 3 areas will go there. Or this entire fleet. And then our new fleet of these 17 ships. You are now going to search and destroy these 3 areas, and you're going to be stationed out of Miami. Let's go ahead, build up some naval bases. You would think Maryland would have a better shipyard, but I guess not. And actually, that's not even the right spot. We have a lot of factories I would like to repair. Maryland can be destroyed. Those can move to the top. As long as we have some naval base, we should be able to repair mostly everything. Our industry is going up, up, and up. And I do want to go ahead and deal with all of this resistance. There isn't really all that much, but I just need units over here. And what's cool is I could move all of these motorized units. Once we deal with Canada, I probably could move them into something else, or maybe even half. All of these garrison units aren't even needed. I'm wondering, can I take half of you and basically force you to garrison Florida? This is not what I was looking for. I'm going to move everybody to the US, at least that are garrisons. And then eventually I'm going to switch over this purple group. I'm going to make it green. And I'm going to force them to, garrison all of the US and Canada, which is now known as Japan. We are going to be basically the most powerful country in the world. We now have 1,200 factories, while the German Reich only has around 442 military factories. We have 616. We obviously have more civilian factories than they do. So, do we have more resources? Yes, we do, but we don't have enough chromium. So I guess with all of our new resources, we are going to need more support equipment. And I guess the rest of these are going to be mechanized. Still building our rocket artillery, or better yet, our rocket artillery, the motorized. These are all going to be upgraded in time. How many more can we create? Quite a lot. And basically what I'm saying is we have around 70 additional factories. More mechanized because we can. More mechanized because we can. More mechanized because we can. Finally, we have our damage factories, but these will be used in time. We have a lot of oil, a lot of rubber, and a lot of steel, so might as well put it to good use. And I guess we're going to need infantry equipment eventually. But I guess, nevertheless, let's build more mechanized. 616. Because we can, I guess I'm going to build one more. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 units producing mechanized. And we are making, somewhere, 20 every day. I think this number is going to probably go up to 100. How is the invasion of Ottawa coming along? Very slowly, because they haven't activated. So let's activate you, aggressive when we can. All 35 of these units are going to move out eventually. It looks like some are... Yep, they are all moving across the Pacific. We will now change you to military police. And all we need to do is just protect all of our assets, build up as much strength as we can. Wow, we sent over 35. We needed 34. I thought we would be much more efficient than that. Maybe getting better military police would be more useful over time. Obviously upgrading the equipment. We have a lot of air experience. Let's put that to good use. Taking a look, we could finally improve our fighters. We could even improve our naval bombers a little bit more. Our jet tactical bombers. This is the Mach 1. Now, building more engines would give them more agility and more speed. Now, I don't think we really need agility or speed, though, so that is a little annoying. If I get more bombing, do we lose reliability? Yes, we do. So that is unfortunately worthless. Let's look at our fighters, though. I would obviously love a heck of a lot more engines, which now they gives them a heck of a lot more agility. Better weapons, or better yet, let's give them 2 weapons, 2 reliability, and maybe even 1 more reliability. So now they will stay alive, they do a lot more damage, and that is absolutely what I want. We need the Mach 1 and the Mach 1. And I guess we'll probably make an additional level of, fighters, jet fighter 1s when we can. Obviously we are now lacking military factories, but it is what it is. I don't really want to produce any more naval ships, but we are. I do however, want to get military police. We already have maintenance companies. You know, don't get me wrong, the nuclear reactors are very helpful to have, but they take so long to research, and I'm wondering if it's really even worth it. Why are these guys not activated yet? Trying our best to push through to Canada. All we really need is Ottawa, and then I think it would end. Where is Canada? How close are they to capitulating? I wonder if this would end the campaign. I really don't know, because the UK is obviously the war leader because of this golden icon. Canada is 66% of the way towards capitulation. We have just taken Ottawa itself. So now they are, I'm guessing, 60. I don't know if it changed. Montreal is about to fall. And they have 90% towards capitulation. We are going to take Toronto. I don't see any other really important provinces. St. Lawrence is only 3 victory points. I'm guessing once Toronto falls, we will have all of Canada. At least I hope so. I don't really know. Any moment now, here comes Toronto. Is this the end for Canada? Yes, it is. We have gained quite a lot of powerful equipment. These look like a lot of anti-tank. And like I imagined, we aren't going to need to deal with South Africa or Norway. The only other country that needs to die is the UK. So I'm wondering, you know, we'll probably deal with them eventually, but I think our #1 priority right now is to just, you know, take our position. We have 1,200 factories. Let's build as many as we can. I'm guessing all 71 of you. Half of you can split off. All 36 of you will go up here. And then offensive line, remove this UK territory. I get that 36 is overkill, but it is what it is. All 20 of you, I guess, will try to take Bermuda, because I would really like that province. Because then I could build some radar dishes, I could build a level 10 naval base, and everything would be very good in the world. We are still working on repairs. Do we have any actual resistance? Yes, we do. All across these areas, we have resistance. But at least places like Arizona are dying down. I wonder how long this will take. It's now at 49%. The idea is once some of these places like Arizona die down, they won't get modifiers. Because from what I believe, resistance in neighboring states is at 1.10%. So if Arizona gets removed, I think it's going to create this chain effect. And then obviously everything will be improved over time. All of these military police units are making their way over. We should still be producing military police units, and yes, we are. All 13 of you will now garrison up. I'm guessing Canada. I don't even know what we're going to, garrison anymore. All of these places need to be garrisoned. And all we need to worry about is resistance to occupation. And I'm guessing, moving into New York and some of these other places, we have 13. So maybe it'll alleviate some of the burdens of these provinces. 279 army experience. It looks like it hasn't necessarily been improving in quite some time. How long until we can begin our invasion of Bermuda? It's going to take about 22 more days. And I am really in love with this position. We have all of the US, all of Canada. We could easily annihilate Germany if we invaded them. I think I do want to remove Afghanistan, create a more powerful front line. And I guess, we are going to probably go to war with Turkey sometime soon, so maybe even, we have our radar station. Do we want some very powerful forts here? I don't plan on pushing through these mountains. We could. The idea is I want to push through all of Siberia and then to the west. Yes, that is actually exactly what I'm going to do. Build all of those as quickly as I can. All of these will be repaired in time. What are we working on? We don't have a national focus, so we are going to get free construction. Try to repair everything we can. Do we have any resistance anywhere except the US? I don't see any big resistance areas. Maybe in some of these islands. I don't really see any at all. We still have some Marines, that have done a fantastic job. What are you? Free France. I don't know if I like that. Let's remove you. I don't know what's happening. Can we do a naval invasion? Yes, we can. Let's go from here. Remove this province. All of you will activate. I thought we had pretty much all of the Pacific taken care of. This is Vichy France. We do want to remove them. Can these guys activate?
Shit.
Yes, they can. There are no units assigned to this order. Well, that is why. So I guess that Great Britain is about to lose this area. Do we have any additional... No, not really. We don't have any additional Marines. Because obviously we had 4 and we combined both of them. And it looks like we are almost done preparing for Bermuda. Well, I think we are going to unfortunately have to go ahead and end this episode once again. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all have an awesome day. And I will see you in our next adventure.